Hi, everyone. Time for more NBA Cup action. The Eastern Conference semifinals are almost underway, and we can't wait. Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Dan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForge joins us from the sidelines. And while we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for Onyeka Okongwu.
Well, it's a downward trend, and that could be for many reasons. Maybe they're asking them to play different roles. Sometimes it's the guys around you. If you're playing alongside a great rebounder, there aren't as many boards to go around. So you really have to dig into the details to understand why this is happening.
And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. Daniels and Risache out on the perimeter. And it's Sexton in at the point. Got a hand on it. Pass to Robinson. Oh, my goodness!
Oh, my. Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. Now here's Sexton. Okongwu, a screen on Bridges. The three from Risache. Always a nice. So Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things up. And here's Sexton. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Back to Daniels. Pass to Risache from behind the arc. And it's New York with a rebound. Ortiz has got 4 rebounds now. Bridges at the small forward with it. Anunoby at the 4. Then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's Mobo in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Ortiz with the bucket.
Yeah, he's leading the charge for them, but let's be honest, he needs more help if they're going to get out in front.
Well, consistent scoring is a good foundation for a comeback. They can't be wasting possessions now.
Outside Brunson. The three-pointer is down. Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, a dead-eye shooter. Don't expect Brunson to miss many of those.
For 3, Sexton. Mobo with the rebound. Mobo's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Ortiz. Check by Sexton. And Anunoby gets it to go.
And give them credit. This team has battled all game long, and they're now back within striking distance.
Good ball movement here by Atlanta. The 3 from Sexton. Sexton, another miss.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon. I just love the ball movement.
Inside, that's tipped. Stolen by Anunoby. Here we go. Ball's going up the court. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Oh, that's great basketball. Denying them on one end while grabbing points on the other.
And so it's Sexton who brings up the ball for the Hawks. They defeated Washington in their last game.
Yeah, it was relentless play at both ends of the court in that game. They were able to seize control and maintain it.
Well, those are the kinds of performances you hope carry over into some momentum for this. 2 fouls for him now in the first half. He's going to have to be really smart going forward.
Kuminga, he's checked in for the Hawks.
Substitution on the court. Substitution on the court.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Knicks trail by 5. And Atlanta looking at who they've got. Risacher at the 3, Johnson at the 4. Colin Sexton out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Brunson against Sexton. The 3 from Risacher. Ortiz grabs the board.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
And again, New York with the triple.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
The 3, Sexton. It doesn't go for him.
Tried to come right back at him with the 3. Not that time.
What you appreciate about Colin Sexton, he's very team-minded offensively, Coach.
Yeah, he sees the big picture, works hard to make smart plays. Sometimes it's a pass, and other times, Brian, it's finishing the possession.
Pass to Risacher. Johnson a screen on Bridges. Here's Risacher. Count it, and the foul. It's going to be on OG Anunoby.
And how about the skill of Risacher? Able to outwork the contact and finish what he started.
And he's got his 4th free throw of the game. And the free throw, no good.
Well, you watch Risacher. He's so smooth in everything he does, making difficult plays look effortless, really at both ends.
12 straight points off 3s. This defense is not extending very well.
Outside Johnson. The 3 is up. Sexton misses.
And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the 3rd quarter.
Blue wasted no time on that one. And it's an 8-point New York lead.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Well, sometimes you just make shots, but they've certainly come out on a tear here in the 3rd quarter.
Outside Johnson. There's the triple. And it's Sexton. That time on the assist by Daniels. Sexton's got 8 points.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back and forth moments.
And the basket by Bridges.
Wow, 5 consecutive 3s. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Outside for Sexton. Puts up a 3. Sends it home from 3-point land. Sexton's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, there's the sleight of hand by Sexton. Launching quickly.
And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure So it's both teams making substitutions here. Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th. Kuminga, the pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Risacher. Down low. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
A wiry athlete, Jalen Johnson. 2 loud points.
Bridges at the small forward with Anunoby at the 4. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Ortiz in at point guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
He hit a couple from range in the first half, but now his confidence is through the roof.
Outside Johnson. The 3 from Risacher. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Ortiz. And again, New York with the triple.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Pass to Newell. And here's Risacher. On the wing, Alexander Walker. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. New York leading by 11. Here's Ortiz. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Ortiz has got 44.
Well, he's had a night. This team feeds off of his energy, and every time they've needed a bucket, he's delivered.
They set the screen. Johnson with it, and it's Anunoby picking him up. Alexander Walker, and Atlanta misses again.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert. Very disappointing.
And a moment to check out who New York has coming up. On Sunday, they'll go up against Franz Wagner and the Orlando Magic. Then on Tuesday, they'll take on Kristaps Porzingis and the Golden State Warriors.
When you look ahead, there are a lot of winnable games, but you really can't think that as a player. You have to take every opponent seriously because this is the NBA. No game is a freebie.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for New York. Robinson rips down the board.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Blaster to the shooter.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Thanks. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They trail by 13. And so New York takes this one by a big margin. And they advance to the...